So under that Scrum, so we discussed what are the Scrum roles, Scrum artifacts, and Scrum ceremonies. So we started with the product owner. So product. So today we will continue the same. Yeah. So here product owner is nothing but in normal SDLC model, the business analyst responsibility is to gather or collect all the requirements from the client. Here also product owner is nothing but he has to gather or collect all the data, maintain and prioritize the backlog. Backlog is nothing but backlog is nothing but it's a place where he maintaining all the requirements in terms of stories. So he will write a story for each and every scenario. So those all stories will be keeping in one backlog. Okay. So that is the product owner primary responsibility. Okay. Is it audible?
Yes, is audible.
Yeah. Okay. So how the BA will be, doing all the initial analysis and gathering data. The similar way here, the product owner will be responsible for prepare a backlog. So later we will understand what is backlog. Backlog is nothing but which contains all the story informations. Story in the sense, one story is nothing but one requirement or one feature. So for that story, we have to, product owner will decide when to develop and when to test. So that is why we are saying prioritizing. You should prioritize which needs to become first and which needs to come later. So nothing but I will show you. Yesterday also we discussed. Let's take example for Flipkart. What product owner going to do, he knows in and out of the Flipkart application. He knows in and out of the Flipkart application. So what he going to do, he will prepare some test scenarios or test stories or something like, stories we could say. So those stories like initially write story for top offers. Next he will write a story for grocery. And he will write a story for mobiles. And he will write a story for fashions, like so on. So he will be keeping all those stories in backlog. Okay. So, and among all these features or stories, he will be prioritizing which are which are important to develop first. So that is nothing but giving a priority for the important stories. Okay. So his focus is maximizing the value of the product. Okay. Then what is the key to success? What is his key to success? ఈ రోల్లో ఉన్నాడంటే వాడు సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలంటే వాట్ ఈస్ హిస్ టు నో ది product better. He should know the end-to-end functionalities of the product. That means you should understand end-to-end features in the Flipkart application. The second one, know the clients. Clients are nothing but might be this application is used by multiple clients. So he should know each client and their requirements. Okay, that is the responsibility of the product owner. What is the next role? Can anybody say what is the next role? In Scrum roles, one role we have completed, that is product owner. It's almost similar to business analyst in SDLC model. He will be maintaining and prioritizing the backlog. Okay. What is the next role?
Scrum Master.
Scrum Master. Anybody know what is his role? What is the Scrum Master role? What Scrum Master is going to do? The Scrum can set up the entire meetings. The meetings will be scheduled by Scrum Master. He is a kind of facilitator. He is a facilitator and schedule all the meetings and remove obstacles for the process. Okay, so basically Scrum Master is nothing but he is a facilitator. అంటే వీడి ఒక బ్రిడ్జ్ లాంటి వాడు. వీడు ఏం చేస్తాడంటే మీటింగ్ షెడ్యూల్ చేయడం, ఆ మీటింగ్ కి ప్రోడక్ట్ ఓనర్ జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి, డెవలప్మెంట్ టీమ్ జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి. ఎస్టర్డే వి డిస్కస్ రైట్, ద డెవలప్మెంట్ టీమ్ కంటైన్స్ బోత్ డెవలపర్స్ అండ్ క్యూఏ. సో వీడేంటంటే మీటింగ్ షెడ్యూల్ చేసి, ఆ మీటింగ్ చాలా మీటింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, మనం నెక్స్ట్ చెప్పుకుంటాం అవన్నీ. ఎవరికైనా ఏ బ్లాకర్స్ ఉన్నా, ఎవరైనా ఫర్దర్ గా మూవ్ అవ్వకపోయినా అలాంటి అబ్స్టాకిల్స్ అన్నిటిని క్లియర్ చేసే బాధ్యత స్క్రమ్ మాస్టర్ది. ఓకే, ఈజ్ ఎ ఫెసిలిటేటర్ and schedule the meetings and remove obstacles for the in terms of process or whatever it may be in the requirement front, so in the team. Okay, what is his primary responsibility? His primary responsibility is lead the team by serving the team. He has to lead the team. He is the leader for product owner, leader for developers, leader for tester. He will schedule a meetings and he will he is the host for every meeting. Host in the sense is the leader. He is conducting meetings. Okay, he is the facilitator. Then what is the focus? His focus is to remove roadblocks. Okay, let's say ఇప్పుడు మనం బస్సులో వెళ్తున్నాం, ఐ మీన్ రోడ్డు మీద వెళ్తున్నాం. సో ఒక దుక్కున ట్రాఫిక్ కంప్లీట్ జామ్ అయిపోయింది. ఆ రోడ్స్ అలాంటి బ్లాక్స్ ని క్లియర్ చేయవలసిన బాధ్యత ఎవరిది? ట్రాఫిక్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్, ట్రాఫిక్ పోలీస్. యా, సో సిమిలర్లీ the scrum master role is to remove the obstacles or roadblocks whatever we are facing in terms of functionality or in terms of process. Okay, what is the key to success? Scrum master success అవ్వాలంటే ఏంటి?
కొంచెం తగ్గినాక
anybody have any idea? His key is like nothing but knowledge and own the process. You should own to the process. You should abide to the process, adapt to the process. Okay, that is the Scrum Master responsibility. What is our next team? Scrum team. Scrum team is nothing but development team. So what is their roles and responsibility? What is their role? Scrum team. This team, okay, this team manages its work and organizes the work to complete the sprint or cycle. Okay, whenever Scrum team is nothing but a development QA. So what their responsibility? They have to manage their work, organize their work, and complete the work, complete the sprint on time. Okay, primary responsibility. Primary responsibility: deliver The work, guys, can you keep mute? I'm getting some disturbance. Yeah. So deliver the work they commit in each sprint. ప్రతి స్ప్రింట్ కి వాళ్ళు ఏదైతే వర్క్ కమిట్ అయ్యారో అది కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి. దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ప్రైమరీ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. ఓకే, బోత్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అండ్ QA team. What is the focus? Their focus is to getting to be done. The goal of the sprint and getting to be done. That is their focus. What is keys to success? Key to success is nothing but team effort. Both development and QA team should work as a team, not a independent players. They should be a team and complete the work on time, complete the sprint on time. Okay, these all are about the primary roles, scrum roles in a agile project: product owner, scrum master, and scrum team. They will ask you one of the interview question: what are the roles available in agile methodology? The roles are like product owner, scrum master, and agile team. Okay, next, our next topic. What is our next topic? Any questions from these roles? Guys, any question? Okay, the next one is like scrum artifacts. From scrum artifacts, the first one is product backlog. What is product backlog? Anybody have any idea? Who will be maintaining product backlog? Anybody have any idea? Who will be maintaining?
Product owner.
Correct. Here the primary responsibility, maintaining and prioritizing the backlog. So correct. Product backlog is a kind of bucket. Bucket contains all the water, all the data, right? So bucket are source where all the user stories are kept. Okay, anybody have any question from this statement? Then I will ask you one question from this statement. Anybody can say, what is user story?
Requirement.
Exactly. User story is nothing but a requirement. Now you can see my Flipkart page, right? Guys, can you see my Flipkart page?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So, so here they will write requirements for top offers, grocery, mobiles, fashions, electronics. So they will, basically product owner will write all the user stories are nothing but requirements are kept in where? Product backlog. Okay. This is maintained by product owner. What else? The product backlog can be imagined as a wish list of the product. Wish list of the product owner who prioritizes as per the business needs. Okay, and you understand the statement? So manaki user stories and backlog lo unnayani. The product owner is responsible to prioritize and work and consider and start developing and moving to the production. Okay, what else? In this from product lab, so the product owner kept some stories in the wish list, so we took one story from the product backlog. In that, after taking that, what we going to do, we will be taken one user story from the product backlog, then we will brainstorm. Brainstorming is nothing but understanding, refine it collectively and decide which user stories to take and which needs to be moved to the sprint backlog. Okay, so product backlog is nothing but it contains all the user stories prioritized by product owner. That is the definition. Next, what is sprint backlog? What is sprint backlog? Any idea?
Subset of product backlogs.
Exactly. Basically, it's nothing but based on the priority, user stories are taken from the product backlog as one at a time. Okay. Then after that, the Scrum team brainstorm and it determines the feasibility and decides on the stories to work on a particular sprint. Okay. Sprint backlog is nothing but the collective list of all the user stories which the Scrum team works on a particular sprint is known as backlog. Okay. Any doubt? Just try to understand the terminology. What is sprint backlog? What is sprint product backlog? Okay. So basically, they will ask you very basic question. What is Agile? What are the principles of Agile? What are the roles? What is the product back? They will directly ask, because in any interview, hardly they will take 20 minutes, 15 to 25 minutes. In that time, they will cover minimum 12 to 15 questions. So they will not expect the entire answer from you. You should at least understand the concept, what it is exactly. Okay. You should not try to understand, try to say the entire flow of the Agile model. That is not required. But you should have a idea. They will ask anyone from the entire topic. They will ask what is sprint backlog, or they will ask what is the roles of Scrum Master. Okay. Yeah. Next one is the product increment. Product increment is nothing but basically product increment is nothing but we are presented to the stakeholders at the end of the sprint. That is nothing but it potentially we are given to the customer, that we call it as a product increment. Ante kada manam oka sprint client ki ichesam, production ki వెళ్ళిపోయింది, అది ఒక ఇంక్రిమెంట్. తర్వాత రెండో దానికి వెళ్తాం మళ్ళీ ఇంకో, అంటే ఒక ఇంక్రిమెంట్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ మనం ఫస్ట్ టాప్ ఆఫర్స్ చేసాం, అది చేసి వాడికి ఇచ్చేసాం, ఇంకా లెస్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ చేసాం వాడికి ఇచ్చేసాం, తర్వాత టీవీ అండ్ అప్లయన్సెస్కి వెళ్ళాం, అది వర్క్ చేస్తాం మళ్ళీ వాడికి ఇస్తాం, వాడు ప్రొడక్షన్ మూవ్ చేస్తాడు. సిమిలర్లీ మెన్ సెక్షన్, ఉమెన్, సో దట్ వీ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ we presented to the working product functionality is presented to the client or stakeholder or customer or user, same meaning. Okay, at the end of the sprint. Okay, That's nothing but is potentially given to the customer. Any questions? We are done with Scrum roles and Scrum artifacts. What is the third one? What is third one? Pardon? Ceremonies. Yeah. Scrum ceremonies or meetings, or what are the other names?
Events.
Exactly. Events. These all are same. So, you know, right? What are the Scrum meetings available? Tell me first one. Anybody can tell what is the first one? Guys, Scrum ceremonies I want. Can anybody say what are the events, Scrum events? I'm waiting for your answer.
Sprint meetings.
Pardon?
Sprint meetings.
Okay, what are those meetings, sprint meetings? Can you say those meetings? Names. Then you are not following my notes. This is interview question. What are the meetings or what are the events or what are the ceremonies as part of Scrum?
Daily stand up.
Daily Scrum. What else?
Sprint review. Retrospective.
Sprint planning, sprint refinement, sprint review, sprint retrospective. Okay, these all are the different kind of Scrum ceremonies. Let's start with daily Scrum. What is daily Scrum? So ఈ మీటింగ్స్ అన్ని ఎవరు schedule చేస్తారు? Schedule by
Scrum Master.
correct, Scrum Master. Here we see Scrum Master. He is the facilitator and schedule all the meetings and remove obstacles for the process. So daily Scrum. The team here, the team meets 15 to 20 minutes every day. Every day and discuss about
What we are going to do today.
yeah, what we are planning to work on today. Okay, that is nothing but every day inspect the progress towards the sprint goal. In this daily Scrum, discuss on what we are planning to work on today, what we did yesterday. Are there any blockers, etc.? We will be discussing this in daily meetings, and also progress of the sprint. That is daily we are discussing in daily Scrum call. Then what is the next meeting? Sprint planning. What is sprint planning? In the sprint planning, the entire Scrum team collaborates and discuss the high priority work. In sprint planning, entire team collaborates and discuss the desired high priority work for the sprint and defines the sprint goal. Okay, so basically in the sprint planning, we have all the items available in the backlog, right? Sprint backlog, right? So we will be discussing and moving to sprint, which are high priority. That we'll be discussing in sprint planning call. What is sprint review and sprint demo? Sprint review, next meeting. What is sprint review? Any idea? Sprint review is nothing but after completion of each sprint, QA has to provide demo to the client on completed sprint stories. సో మనం స్ప్రింట్ లో ఏదైతే స్టోరీస్ కంప్లీట్ చేసామో ఆ స్టోరీస్ అన్ని డెమో ఇవ్వాలి క్లయింట్ కి. అంటే ఆల్ స్ప్రింట్ రిలేటెడ్ స్టోరీస్ ఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఫైన్ అని. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ స్ప్రింట్ లో మనం ఏం చేసామంటే ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ లో మొబైల్స్, మొబైల్ యాక్సెసరీస్, సమ్ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేసాం. ఇంకో వాడికి ఓపెన్ చేసి స్ప్రింట్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత, బాబు క్లయింట్ ఇంకో ఇవి చేసేవి ఇంకా వర్క్ అవుతున్నాయి, ఇంకో ఇవి చేసేవి వర్క్ అవుతున్నాయి, ఇంక ఇవి చేసేవి వర్క్ అవుతున్నాయి, దీని ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఇది, దీని ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఇది, దీని ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఇది అని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాం. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ సంథింగ్ మోర్ దెన్ వీ విల్ బి కన్సిడరింగ్ అండ్ ఎన్హాన్సింగ్. ఇఫ్ నాట్, then closing the sprint as it is. Okay, then what is next? Sprint retrospective meeting. What is sprint retrospective? Any idea? అంటే వన్స్ స్ప్రింట్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మనకు మనమే అవగాహన చేసుకోవాలి. ఏంటి? వాట్ వెంట్ రైట్ ఇన్ ద స్ప్రింట్. ఈ స్ప్రింట్ లో ఏవి అనుకూలంగా సానుకూలంగా వెళ్ళాయి, వర్క్ చేయగలిగాము. నథింగ్ బట్ వాట్ వెంట్ రైట్ ఇన్ ద స్ప్రింట్. అవన్నీ మనం స్ప్రింట్ రెట్రోస్పెక్టివ్ లో పెట్టాలి. కొన్ని ఎలాంటివి పెడతాం? ఇట్స్ వెరీ టీమ్ వర్క్, కొలాబరేటివ్ వర్క్, అందరూ కలిసి బాగా చేసాము, అనుకున్న టైం కంప్లీట్ చేసాం స్ప్రింట్, ఏవైతే స్ప్రింట్ లో స్టోరీస్ పెట్టామో అవన్నీ కంప్లీట్ చేసాము. దో దేర్ ఆర్ మల్టిపుల్ చేంజెస్ ఇన్ ద ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్స్, బట్ వీ కంప్లీటెడ్ ఇన్ రైట్ టైం. We have dependency with some other database team, and we got the information and completed the sprint in right time. That these all are nothing but all went right in the sprint. And the second one is like areas for improvement in the sprint. Still we are lagging something in the sprint. We need to improve in terms of process, or in terms of tools, or in terms of relationship, whatever it may be. So there might be some gaps, there might be some leakages, so we have to fix it. So those also we need to consider after completion of each sprint in terms of sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, all clear guys? All clear?
Yeah,
bro.
Okay, now I will ask you one question then. What is sprint? Anybody can say what is sprint?
requirements which is scheduled for 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, sprint is nothing but sprint is a
Time period.
yes,
For each user.
predefined interval or time frame in which the work has to be completed. So that is depends on company to company, it varies. Some people will be putting 2 week sprint or 4 week sprint, not more than that. Okay. In 2 week sprint or 4 week sprint, depends on the size of the project, we will be giving some time intervals. In the time interval, we have to complete the stories which are assigned in this particular sprint. Okay. Sprint is nothing but a predefined interval or time frame in which the work has to be completed. It might be a 2 weeks or 4 weeks of sprint, depends on the size of the project or size of the team. Okay, what else? So let's say if we follow 1 month sprint cycle, simply we work for 1 month on tasks and make it ready for review by the end of that month. Okay, so sprint is just a time frame in which company to company it varies. So we will be keeping 2 week sprint or 3 week sprint. That is a sprint. Okay. Next, the other terminology. What is user story? User stories are nothing but the requirements or features which has to be implemented. Okay. Okay. Basically, we will be writing user story in different ways, like, as a user, I want to do something to achieve something. So this is a user story is nothing but a requirement. That's it, as simple as. Okay. Next, our topic is when to use agile model. Advantages of agile model, disadvantages. You guys prepare your own these 3 topics. Okay. So this is all about agile methodology. Okay. Our next topic is, you guys work on this. They will ask what is the difference between SDLC and agile model. When to use agile model. What are the advantages? Advantages, it always honor changes, always honor the requirements. Okay. So our next topic is third concept. First and second we completed. The third one, levels of testing. Our other name is stages of testing. This is an interview question. They will ask you. Anybody say what are the stages of testing? Basically, we have a document testing, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. I think time is about to complete. Yeah, we have a 1 minute, 1 more minute. So can anyone tell what are the levels of testing available? Interview question. Today also they asked in one of the interview. So Srikanth, are you there? Srikanth. Bhaskar. So any questions, then we will continue this topic tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will take 2 sessions. Today, I'm not feeling well, so I'm unable to speak much. So that is why I'm, unable to take another class. But tomorrow, I will take 2 classes to complete. I will try to complete third and fourth one.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Any questions? Meanwhile, is it clear?